Okay, I don't know how this is going to work. You can kind of see the light reflecting. But anyway, there's a big plastic container here, so that can only mean one thing. It's more Pick-a-Brick stuff. So I went to the shop today and I picked up another one. So now I have two. So I thought, well, that's good enough to do one of these things. So we're going to do another one of these, two of these. Let's open this up. So this one I got a while ago. By that I mean 2 weeks ago, I think. 1 week, I don't know, it wasn't that long ago. So what have we got? So the first thing is they had lots of these little green, olive green flowers. So they don't have like the green ones, they just have these olive green ones. So everything's very swampy in the Pick-a-Brick. It's usually that way. But they had some cloud things. They got these last into the stuff to the top. So those clouds from like the Mario type sets, and well, not also from Unikitty. And we've got these lots of these little blue single stud smooth pieces. So that was quite nice. You're going to see those again because I got some more of them. And they also had the classic fire hydrant top thing, hose top. So I got a couple of those. It's one of these things, they had actually quite a few cool pieces. So that's why I had to go back a second time, because I felt like I missed out on getting, and to be honest, I still have in the second lot, getting some of the pieces that I really, really wanted. So, you know, there's quite a few of those. But maybe I could have got like hundreds of these. Like, these things are really kind of cool. So, but I didn't. And I could have got, you know, an endless supply of those, but I didn't. That's pretty much all I've got, which is about 6 or something. But there were these pieces here, and I'm not entirely sure I've ever had these before, but they're an interesting corner piece because they're kind of like quite a hard, like they're not like I think I've had ones that are like, you know, they curve, or they're always curving out, but they're straight. These are straight on the sides and straight here, so these ones match up. So they're interesting pieces. I've obviously got quite a few here, which is interesting because I picked up a few more today. So we'll see those again soon. And some of these little red ones with the double. So this time they had quite a few things to hook on like that, but maybe the red ones aren't so useful because they're a little bit on the bright side. But they also had the single claw ones, which we had only just seen last night on the fake Lego version, being on the rooster. So that could be handy if I wish to make some more roosters. Plus, of course, some little pink. I don't even know why I got these, but I think I should have got more of those. Some pink things and some green things. So, but those are kind of like more swampy green. I don't know what that green is really called. Fisherman's house green. And then we've got like some more of those. That's we've been through all that. But things are going to get a bit more interesting soon, I hope. I do hope. Same with those. Yeah, they had these pieces, which I thought were kind of cool. I didn't get any today, but I got these originally. They're like this kind of, I think you can't even see them. Oh my gosh. Relatively new. I have to move this slightly here. Piece, I think, where they're smooth on one bit, but they're 2x2s, and they've got like attachment points all the way around. So you definitely could make some really weird looking things. So I keep thinking that, you know, there's not enough of like attachment points, things to put things into or things to grip onto in the Pick-a-Brick. So I definitely think after this I'm going to have enough to actually build something cool out of my Pick-a-Brick supplies. So we'll have a look at the total Pick-a-Brick box at the end of this, which is going to be exciting. So, yep, more of those. But as you can see here, quite a few of these little cheese slice, cheese triangle size green pieces. Now these could come in handy for something. Definitely some decorations for the outside of a building. And of course, I don't know how well these things get covered up if you put these on. You could kind of imagine. The problem with these is that they have a limited use, don't they? When you think about it, because you can't really stick them next to each other. they don't fit next to each other because they've got like so they'll have to have a gap. But that could be interesting. Maybe if you put like, so I'm just imagining trying to create some sort of textured look on the outside. We need something to attach them to. Alright, we'll use this from the previous Technic thing. So if we have one here, and then we have one that's got some texture on it, where's the closest we can get it? So you can you can't actually get that. Okay, that's a problem. It won't actually attach with the green thing there. So, yeah, those pieces possibly have a limited appeal. But anyway, thankfully I didn't get that many of them. But quite a few more green things. More green things. More and more green things. But also they had like nice, quite nicely. I got a couple of red, like I got a few red ones, but they also had lots of grey ones. And I think the grey ones of these are perhaps more useful because they're a bit more subdued. And as you can tell, I quite like those ones better than the red ones. But in this case, it was definitely a case of I started at one part of the wall and I moved across, and by the time I got about 2/3 of the way through, I'd finished filling up the container. So that's mostly why. If I started with the red side, maybe it would be different. And I got more of these. These are back in stock. I'm pretty sure that I've had these before. These little swampy vine thingies in swampy green, and and we got through. I think it's actually pretty much most of it. There's a few of these little red cylinder ones, but the only other exciting piece, which actually I got quite a few of, is this. So like the blue, but in toothpaste coloured. So toothpaste colour, single stud of those, and I got quite a few of those. So that was quite a good. I thought that was quite a good haul. These things are great, of course, because you can just fill the container up with thousands of these, and you feel really accomplished, like you've really packed it in. I feel like I should get some more. Like, just imagine the pictures you could make, like the whole making mosaics or whatever. Which I have to honestly say is the least appealing Lego thing that I can think of, but they obviously go down well with the people who like doing adult colorings crowd. I'm just like, it's just like, that's just pixel art. You could do that on a computer. And that's coming from someone who grew up playing very pixelated computer games that I just don't have the appeal. The thing. So anyway, this is the second container, and this has got some of the same things, but a lot of things that are a bit different. And the major thing is that they had this textured brick piece. I don't know if you can actually see that it's textured in the camera. I feel like I've zoomed in a bit too much today on the camera. This textured piece, which I actually got like a whole bag full of fake ones, which were way more fake ones than this, but they were grey. But this was a colour that I don't think I've actually had too much of for the textured piece. So I got quite a few of those. We've got that one, and that one, and that one, and obviously, as you can see, some more. They're not quite as many in that one. So that was quite cool. And these I thought would be kind of good, because that's the only sort of, they had a couple of, these kind of size pieces that weren't textured, but they were kind of bright colours usually. They had some of the fluorescent yellow, quite a few fluorescent yellow pieces, but they were too big to fit in here. So I didn't get any of those. Some of the pieces they had this time were definitely, you have to get the larger container. You couldn't actually fit them in the smaller. They had like an archway thing, which I was quite keen on. Maybe next time. So quite a few of those. So I figured that this is my building piece. This is going to be what the building is going to be made of. And this piece here, I only got one of these, and I kind of regret it. So after I got the pick-a-brick thing, I actually put in two, but I couldn't close the lid in the end, so I took one out. But because I kind of think, like, what are they actually going to be used for? They could be used for something if you're making like a lighthouse or something. But I did see that they had a brown version of these. They were used in just going to yawn. They were used in that medieval creator set, 3-in-1 type thing, as the water wheel. So they had them like an interesting sort of pattern, and there were four of these plus a few extra pieces in the middle. Is how they made the water wheel, which I thought was interesting. Which is one of those that big medieval castle thingy that I kind of like that, but it's just like I don't know. I don't want to spend any much money. I haven't got any more room for Lego really, so I'm trying to keep it down to very small sets. But they did have these as well. Like look at that, it's the first printed piece that I can remember other than eyes. I've got to remember that the camera is not facing over here; it's facing this way. That these you can't really see it, but it's got like what has it got on it? It's got a calculator. And then some kind of like volume control symbol or Bluetooth or something, I don't know. Some sort of Wi-Fi, I don't know. What is that like really meant to be? Thing on the bottom. Oh, it's probably like a PayWave, which is a strange place to put it. Like why would that be on your calculating device? But it's definitely got a calculator thing with $9.99 written on it. So I don't know what set these are actually. This would be kind of interesting to look up this piece and to see what sets it's actually appeared in. And then you can kind of get my theory of that these are just like excess pieces that they've sort of got too many of and they've just given them away. But they do belong originally to some set. Same with this piece, because I don't know what set has this textured piece in this actual color. It's a kind of unique color for that piece. And I feel like this is what, and then they finally actually had some decent sized roof pieces. Like this red is a bit too over the top, I think, for making an actual roof out of. But I got quite a few of them, and maybe this wasn't the wisest piece to get. But it's just that they seldom have. They only have like, this size roof piece. Usually they don't usually have a four stud long one. So I thought, well, that's better than nothing. But of course, with all of these things, you really have to have the 2-stud version as well to finish off the edges. They do have lots of 2-stud versions in other strange colours, which could work. Like, you could definitely have like the brown ones, and I think they actually had two-stud brown ones, and you could kind of stick those in and make an interesting texture. They would work with the red. I feel like I should have just got a ton of roof pieces. Like it's one of those things you just have to go back and just buy an entire container of roof pieces, which would be quite fun. So it's like one of these things. It's like, well, should I go back and get more? How many of these things do I need? It's a strange thing. So obviously I've also got some more of those from the previous video, and the rest of it's just me doubling up on things. So there's more clouds. Quite a few more of the little calculator screen things. A couple of these, I kind of felt like I'd already gotten some of these. I really feel like I should get a whole pile of these and donate some of these to children, because you do need to have steering wheels. It's a classic piece. This is a classic Lego piece. And I only managed to get one of these. This is the other piece that I really should have got more of, which is like a side piece. And then the rest of it's just the pieces from beforehand, except for a couple of these, which could be useful. And that's that, I think. So this is the recent haul from the Pick-a-Brick thing. And I was going to like, just take in your old containers and stop getting new ones. But I didn't. So now I've got some even more containers to go with my collection. They do actually come in really handy. Like they are being used. So, alright, so where did I put the rest of them? So, that's the previous. Believe it or not. Okay, hold on. We'll take that away. I haven't quite finished my jigsaw puzzle yet. So this is the box. This is actually a 2-liter. This is a 7-liter. How big is this? I think it's like a 7-liter container. So that's an awful lot of Pick-a-Brick pieces accumulated in recent times. They were all out of this one, but they actually had this in black. Like, well, not with the texture, but it was just like a similar size but black piece, which was interesting, but not interesting enough to warrant buying it. And so we'll chuck it in these. So we do, I think, oh, I'm actually just going to drop one on the floor. I do actually have, let's make sure I don't actually appear on the camera. We do actually have some brown ones here. So these are the pieces I was talking about. I wonder if these pieces go well. Like, you do need to fill in the gap. Because there's going to be, like, two. So that doesn't look too bad. Like, it has an interesting texture. And I've probably got a number of those. So I think I'm now at the point. So I'm going to try at some point to so we have to mix all these in. Create something novel out of this, which is hard. Like, I feel it is easier to take a picture of something and build a model based around it, rather than going, well, what pieces have I got available that I can use? So thus, I can now say that I have completely packed out my 7-litre container. Yeah. Ooh, did I push something bad then? I think I did. Alright, so I'm just knocking my power supply thing. Yesterday something went bang, and I don't know what it is, and it's still bugging me. It's like, you need to know what went bang. Alright, so that's it. So I'm pretty sure that deep down there's actually already some of these pieces. So this piece doesn't belong here, thankfully, otherwise you wouldn't get the lid closed. So this actually feels, this is like the ultimate pick-a-brick exercise. Oh no, I dropped a piece over there. Because I have to actually close the lid now. And that's what it always is when you do these pick-a-brick things. It's like, I felt actually tonight, the second one there was pretty well packed. Like, I felt pretty good about that. I mean, I probably could have got a few more of these little single stud things in. But, you know, I didn't. So there you go. That's enough for now. Let's just try and put the lid on. Here we go. And it's done. Okay, so this is going to be, I feel like if I shook it, we can probably get one more pick-a-brick box in there, I think. There we go. Here's a real close-up view of all the pieces that we've collected over the years. Some more hearts. So I've definitely got all the hearts that I needed to get, and I've got more of that brown-coloured one. So when you think about it, when you look at the bottom, like, there's definitely some cool pieces in here. So I have to try and do something. It's just going to be a house, right? A house with something on it. There's some bigger pieces at the place that are all, quite a few rounded big pieces that might be useful for something. Because so obviously I'm going to have to use a base to make this that I don't have here, because they don't have big bases in general at the pick-a-brick wall. So we'll just have to use a normal base. That's going to be my other thing. But anyway, that's all I have to say. Thanks for watching. There's a base. It's my circle base. And have a good evening. Bye.